And one way they're trying to fix this is by offering some new technology. And rugby is the first sport to give it a shot in our world. World Rugby Under-20s Championship is going to be utilizing a smart ball. Apparently, the smart ball technology is going to be used live in South Africa this June. And the areas that the smart ball encompasses are being able to track a forward pass, whether a ball is over the try line, whether the ball has been touched in flight and line, and where touch has been found. What do you boys think of this? I know it's been spoken about for years. I mean, the EPL uses a smart ball for soccer, checking out offsides. Do you think this is going to be beneficial to our sport? Is it going to cause more drama, just like the bunker does?
I think it's just... I reckon it'll slow the game down.
Yeah.
Way too much. So who makes the call on it? Because in that sense, would it go to the bunker and then the bunker's going to the ref?
Yeah.
That means almost every pass is going to be analysed.
I think it'll be analysed in try scoring situations, or in the lead up to tries.
Yeah.
So, okay, how I feel about it is I like the concept of, when they like the forward pass. I think it's a great concept. I think we need to figure it out because just this year alone, there's been that many tries that have been scored that have been off blatant forward passes. Yep. It looks like the touch judges are just useless in our game.
Yeah.
So they need to fix it. They need to do something about it. But my only concern, like you mentioned there, Ray, like first touch. I think first touch is really important for like if we're going to bring it obviously to NRL. First touch is important because how many times do you see players contest the ball?
Yeah.
And then they have to go to the bunker because they're trying to figure out who touched it first in the video ref situation.
Yeah.
It'll be if they can identify who touched it first or which player.
How are they going to do that though?
That's the wild part. That's way above my pay grade. So they got to figure that out if they can get that right.
I'd hate to know the cost on all the technology to have that ball.
Yeah,
I think you say try and then touch the try line. Like, there'd be sensors on the try line now to detect the ball movement.
Possibly.
I mean, it wouldn't be that different to what the players are wearing in their jerseys anyway.
That's true.
They're wearing the
little
sports bras
GPS.
that GPS tracks them, that tracks all their statistics, how far they've run, everything like that.
Yeah.
I don't think the ball will be that much more expensive. Listen, it's worked in the soccer worldwide constantly. They've used it for for offsides. I think it's necessary. I mean, the fact that our game can't call a forward pass off a try is ridiculous.
I never understood that, why the bunker can't.
They can't run forward passes because it's opinion based.
I don't understand that though. It's not.
Like, I don't understand.
It's blatant, but then there are passes that are called forward that aren't forward.
Yeah.
It just becomes on the touches on that day and the refs on that day.
I think like what you said though, and when does that technology come into play? Because if it's every pass, mate, forget it.
It's the NFL.
It'll ruin the whole.
It's NFL.
Yeah, it'll ruin the whole game.
It'll take 4 hours to get again. So I think it'll only be matter in lead up to tries and try scoring situations.
Or maybe in a challenge situation if you get
in a challenge situation.
And then it gets.
I think so.
Up then.
My only concern with it is that
could you challenge a forward pass then?
Possibly, yeah. I think they'd have to look into that.
If the ref calls a forward pass, could you challenge it? And they're like, nah.
If the technology is available, you challenge it. Yeah.
Interesting.
And so there's a lot of rule changes that have to come from it. Of what they can contest, like what they can call from it, what they can't call from it. The only thing I have against all this is that we have that much technology in the game now, and the bunker still gets it wrong. Yeah. So my concern is that they're gonna, and again, common sense is not prevailing.
Yeah.
My concern is that common sense doesn't prevail again with the introduction of this forward pass technology that is being introduced. That is obviously it's going to happen for rugby, but if they bring it to NRL, my concern is that they don't actually. But if they implement it, it's not consistent. So that's my only concern with it. I think it's a good idea. I think we need to measure on forward passes because it happens. It's so blatant. It happens all the time.
I think the rugby trial will be a clear indicator. My only other concern is, will that affect the flight of the ball? Obviously, with soccer, it's mostly on the ground. But in rugby, the flight of the ball plays a very big part.
Yeah.
Especially goal kicking, even in your normal in-game kicking. Is the technology small enough to not have an impact on the velocity of the ball when it's in the air?
That's a very good point. And I think there has to be a lot of study that goes into it and the ball tracking that they use.
Yeah.
You know, to implement first touch is crazy.
That
I want to. I'm keen to watch this rugby game based off the fact to see how they're actually going to utilize this. I don't know if it's going to actually cause much changes to the ball itself.
Yeah.
I think it's got to be like a little chip that gets thrown in and then they pump it up. Like again, that's very limited thinking that I have.
Hotspot and Snicko, bro.
Yeah, it's it, bro.
Hotspot
and
see
Snicko. You know what I mean?
When the hotspot
That's
comes
it,
up,
mate. You know,
Snicko,
that's
mate,
it.
Can't go wrong.
I don't hate the idea of it, but I don't want it to completely change the game and slow it.
I don't want it to
down.
slow the game down.
Nah. And the game is very fast as it is. We talk about how it needs to be a bit slower for the players and for their welfare, and that there's
Just
that
get
many.
fitter.
Hey,
I said, just get fitter. Just get fitter.
come from two fatter dogs here, mate. That's
Yeah.
That's
Wild
harsh.
statements.
Yeah, wild, absolutely wild. But I
They're
think it's a
peak
good idea.
athletes. They should have no
it's true.
excuse.
It's true.
To be fair, they get paid hundreds of thousands of dollars. Just be strong. And just be paid. That's it. Not hard. Yeah. Just be on a diet for 12 years. We're not asking for much. After that, do whatever you want. Nah. I think the technology is smart, but it has to be like the NRL will have to trial it in games in the back end of a season where the teams aren't fighting for position in the 8.
Or like a trial game, maybe.
Trial games.
Yep.
Or even like how rugby union are doing it for the 20s.
Yep.
So I think they'd have to do it for a Jersey
Wales
Flag
Cup,
game
yeah.
or New South Wales Cup game in a trial, and just to see how it works, if it works well. And even in first grade trial matches, I think it should happen as well.
Yeah.
Like I don't think the clubs really care about winning 100K in that preseason trial tournament. I don't think they could care less. I think if you want to try it, you try it in games like that. I think it's a good idea for forward passes, but for everything else, like it can have a positive impact. But I have to see it pan out in the rugby championships for the under 20s first before I can really determine it. But off the bat, for forward pass, I think it's needed. I think it'll be good.
I think it's just another addition to the bunker, really. I don't think it's going to be its own separate thing. It'll be something that they can look to.
Yeah.
Much like cricket.
Yeah.
They got the Snicko, show me the audio, that sort of stuff. I think it's just an addition.
Yeah, I don't think it should change the game like excessively.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
and like I said, who makes that call? Who makes a call on a blatant forward pass that the refs missed, touches have missed? Is it a thing from the bunker going, hey, you need to call that back?
that could be it.
That's a concern.
But that's the thing.
The callback.
Yeah. How far back do you go?
Yeah.
You have to go back on that play.
Yeah.
But like if that play leads to a try, you have to review the whole play.
Yeah.
You got to review every pass. But like I don't think they'll review every single pass and lead up to the try. I think they'll look at the passes that they're concerned with.
It's mostly those 2-on-1.
Yeah.
Those 2-on-1 passes.
Or even the cutouts.
Yeah, all the cutouts. Yeah.
When you see some cutouts in like it's 6 meters forward, and you're like, and then they just
But
play
it
when
went
they're
backwards
forward.
out of the hand.
Yeah.
I hate that excuse.
No, a lot of the time it's true though. A lot of the time it does come backwards out of the hands.